Alrighty, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Facebook, are you there? Hub, are you there? It is Sunday evening, a very well-known time for online sessions to take place. I remember seeing a Facebook status that said something like, "Nothing screams Sunday night more than free webinar." So I'm not so cynical though. I'm not so cynical. Because today, this Sunday, perhaps you're watching it not on a Sunday, and therefore my star is totally irrelevant to you. But this Sunday, today, is session number 23. Number 23 of our Creative Ignition journey. And that's amazing. It's amazing that we have been together for 23 sessions. And tonight, I believe is going to be very powerful. It's going to give you a tool that you can use anytime your creativity, your thinking, your sense of progress stalls. This is a tool you can use. So really excited to be sharing it with you. Do let me know you're here. Hit me up in the comments. Are you hubbers? How are you? Cam is here. Good morning, Cam, in Australia. How was your 10-hour road trip yesterday? Where are you actually going? Are you still on the road trip? Maybe you're driving 10 hours back the other way. Who knows? So yeah, let me know you guys are here. What have you been up to on the weekend? You had a good weekend? What's been going on? Seb, if you're watching, definitely hit me up in the Facebook. Let me know how the prototype test went. Very excited to hear that. I know Clint is watching as he's driving or listening as he's driving. So big up, Clint. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do I need to put that down? Yeah, let me do that. I'm going to put my hub camera down a little bit. That's better. That's better. Okay. So, still waiting on a few to arrive. It's all good. Got about 3 or 4 minutes before we kick off. I could just relax. Sunday. Let's take it easy. Let's take it easy because obviously once we launch into the session, I'll be going crazy, energetic like a madman, like I always do. Trying to give you my best. So let's see. So yep, I can see we've got some more people in the hub. So Edwin, if you're there, very, very, very warm welcome. Seb, if you're there, how did the trial go? Let me check the hub comments. If you're joining on Facebook, let me know you are here. Aha, the penguins are back. Yeah. So I was actually looking through the all the sessions on the hub. Going now, when did you can't hear me? Oh, is it that one again? Let's try. Hang on. Damn thing. Let's try this. Hang on. All right, it's going to be a slight hearing fix. It's doing that thing. Good. Well, thank you for letting me know. Let's try this, shall we? Bring that up a little bit. Right. I reckon that. How's that? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me just readjust this. Fan's not working in the inverter. Oh, that's not good. Cool. Going to send it back and get another. All right, good. So fantastic. Well, at least Seb's test of the prototype wasn't quite as bad as Facebook and SpaceX's rocket launch. It didn't blow up, but we've got a problem with the inverter. Cool. Well, keep going, Seb. At least, I hope they're going to give you that for free. Don't want to be paying for another inverter that's not working. That doesn't make any sense. Cool. So you can hear me now. I need to remember that that little thing that my little video holder messes with the sound. I'm just checking the hub comments just to see if anyone else is here. There's still 80 comments there allegedly, so I don't think so. All right, we're back. So I was asking, what have you been up to? Probably my mouth was going like this, like that Police Academy film. So yeah, what have you been up to? How's your weekend been? Very good to see you. Cam, where are you? Are you on the way back from your road trip? Are you still road tripping? Let's see who is where. Oh, nice. Good. Yeah. So Edwin Edwin's been taking some big action. Watched session 21 and 22 this morning, and he watched the Rupert Sheldrake TED Talk. Really recommend that, The Science Delusion. There's a couple. Guy called Graham Hancock, fascinating about alternative archaeology. His TED Talk has been censored by TED as well, even though there is now a massive peer-reviewed scientific movement that is starting to support his ideas. So yeah, Edwin, it's fantastic to have you with us. How are you? Cool. Tiff, this week I posted taming wild horses. Oh, you've been actually taming a wild horse, not like a metaphorical one inside. Mate, that's amazing. That's pretty amazing. Good. He's on board with riding. That's good. That's good. So fantastic. Well, Tiffany, you've got a great metaphor to work with, because for all the things that you feel like you want to be doing, you're the wild horse, and can you just tame yourself to canter in the direction of your dreams? So I love that. That's amazing to hear. What a great way to spend a weekend. Actually, slightly envious. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just bring my hub back up. It seems to have vanished. Could you link some on the TED vids in Creative Art? Yes. Tell you what, I'll ping up the notes in the comments. That's no problem at all. I've lost my screen for one of the things. Give me 2 seconds, guys. There we go. All right, cool. What are we doing? I reckon we're good to start. Let me have a quick look at it. Still on the trip. No, I hit a kangaroo yesterday. Good work, Cam. I'm assuming you didn't do that on purpose. Did it die? Did you then cook it as like a kangaroo steak? I hear that's actually quite tasty. And obviously, you didn't mean to kill it, so it's not like you've kind of done any vegans any harm or anything. All right, fantastic. So good, guys. Welcome. This is session 23, and if you've got the workbook, definitely use it. We'll be going through the process. It's the page called Cut to the Quick. I've also called it blockage busting, because that's essentially what we're going to be doing. All right. So let's get cracking. Let us get cracking. Why is this session so important? Well, and I know this only too well from my own experiences of the last kind of 3 years or so. Nothing, and I'm saying nothing, can mess up your progress, my progress, our progress, like an inaccurate and untrue assumption. And when I say assumption here, what is a catch-all term again? So I'm talking about, an untrue fear or an untrue limiting belief. Okay, something you're assuming about yourself or about the world that is hindering your progress. And so, the example here, Cam's on a road trip. So let's use Cam as an example. So let's say that Cam got in the car to start the road trip back from where he's been. I think he's been somewhere, obviously killing kangaroos accidentally. But let's say he got in the car, all the family in the car. He turns the key in the car. Nothing. Okay, and he sees that one of the lights, the little kind of lights above head, is on, and he thinks, oh well, I must have left a light on. So what does he think? Well, he thinks obviously the battery is dead. Okay, and so he kind of turns the light off, and then he tries again, still nothing. Okay, so he then goes around, opens the car bonnet, and maybe he starts trying to get a jump off someone. Still nothing. Okay. Well, what's he going to think? He's going to think battery's completely dead. There's some problem with the battery. Okay. Now, that's fine. Most of us would make that assumption. Okay. But it could actually be the case that the battery is fine, which is why the light is still working as he's seen up ahead. The thing that's not working is perhaps there's just some problem with the actual ignition mechanism. Okay. So if Cam is solely focused on trying to solve the battery issue, it's going to take him a while before, and probably some, professional mechanic, to figure out that the actual problem is something with the ignition. Okay. Does that make sense? So an untrue assumption around a battery would hinder Cam's progress on his road trip. Okay. And I am making these untrue assumptions. We are making these untrue assumptions all the time. And this process that I'm going to be sharing with you is really super powerful for helping us to kind of identify what's going on, and then actually start shifting those assumptions and really transform them into kind of clarity, motivation, and confidence. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I need to kind of big up some people. I need to honor some people. The battery is the most obvious problem. Shouldn't it be eliminated first? Absolutely. And it's probably a bit of a crap example. Okay. So in that case, let me use my own personal one. I mentioned to some of you guys that to kind of start really kicking things into gear with my own creativity, with sharing stuff online. I did a ritual that involved kind of pretending I was actually being buried, pretending I was dying, kind of, so the old part of me could die and a new part could rise. And I went into that ritual assuming that the thing I needed to leave behind, the thing that was hindering me, was my lack of self-discipline, my procrastination, my laziness. Okay. And through some digging, no pun intended, actually, through some kind of digging and probing by my partner who was helping me with do this ritual, I realized that actually it wasn't anything to do with procrastination and laziness. It was that I didn't think the things I was sharing were valuable. It was that I didn't value my stuff. And therefore the procrastination was the symptom. The actual cause was that I didn't value stuff. So procrastination was a way of me keeping myself safe, of saying, oh, I'm just lazy, I'm just useless. Actually, it was me going, I'm fucking scared. I don't think I've got anything of value to share. So that's where an untrue assumption came in. I was assuming, and if I just tried to nail away at the procrastination, at the lack of willpower, at the laziness, all I'd have done would be chasing my tail endlessly, because I wouldn't have been getting to the root cause. Okay. So thank you for raising that question, Michelle, because I hope that me sharing something real actually is useful as well. So this process we're going to be sharing, it was inspired by an amazing book. Really recommend you guys check it out, called Time to Think by Nancy Klein. And she has developed these 10 different elements that combine to create what she calls a thinking environment. And it truly amazing. Some of the stories in the book, also me using some of the kind of things that she shares on myself, Fan and I using them to great results as well. Really cannot recommend enough A Time to Think, or sorry, I think it's just called Time to Think by Nancy Klein. And her kind of essential hypothesis, if you like, is that like our bodies, where if we cut ourselves, we are self-healing organisms. Okay, so we cut ourselves, our skin will heal itself as long as we've got the right kind of blood, platelets, and all that stuff, right? So for Nancy Klein, she believes that we also are we are kind of self-actualizing organisms, as far as if our mind is blocked, we have everything we need to shift through the blockages. Okay, and often the only thing that is needed is to be kind of held with some supportive attention. And the more I've kind of read around her stuff, researched it, tested it out, the more I'm really starting to see that she's really onto something. Because particularly with the young people that I've worked with over the years, as soon as you give them quality attention, as soon as they are seen and heard and therefore valued for who they are, unbelievable transformations will take place in a very short space of time. So yeah, Nancy Klein in this Time to Think book, and she's a whole organization that she goes into big, government organizations, doing this work. She kind of trains people how to really give good quality attention. And then there's a few little processes she uses, one of which we'll be exploring tonight. I've kind of adapted it for our use. Okay. For those of you familiar with coaching as a kind of field of work, what we'll be using is a very special type of incisive question. Okay. And it really is. It's beautiful. It's elegant, and it's so powerful when you kind of hit the nail on the head. So there we are. I think let's dive straight into it. This can be, Sunday evening. I want you guys to make sure you get the sleep you want, and that you are really ready for the week. It's our final week together. I think we may actually stretch a bit into the following week, simply because there's a couple of other sessions that have come up that I want to share with you guys. But we're on the home straight now, and I really want to make sure you guys have got everything you need going forward. So let's dive straight into this. the first thing is, I want you to take a moment to think of, what is some issue or blockage that's currently going on for you. So I articulated, one of mine I felt like was the procrastination stuff. But the issue or blockage was that for literally 3 or 4 months, I'd shared nothing on it on any social media channel. I was just kind of frozen. I was totally blocked. So what issue or blockage or, major question that you've been trying to answer is currently going on for you right now? And you can write this down in the workbook on the cut to the quick page or just on a piece of paper. You can post it on the comments if you want. We can work with the example live. And if you're struggling to think of an issue or blockage, well, what's an outcome that you would really like? Because I'm guessing at the moment you haven't got that outcome yet. Therefore, we can reverse engineer a blockage or an issue from that outcome. So what is some kind of, something you'd like to achieve, an outcome you want that you haven't got at the moment? Okay. That's another way we can begin to reverse engineer the issue or the blockage. So give me a couple of moments to note that down. And while you're doing that, I really would recommend that if you want to run this process with yourself again, definitely get a friend, get a family member to just go through the questions on the cut to the quick page with you, because then you can literally just give it your fullest attention to actually let your mind, your heart come up with the answers, the solutions, the clarity that you need. So it can be really, really powerful to get someone to give you the attention you need. So let's have a look. So Cam, I can't handle money properly. I'm too wasteful a minute. Okay, cool, fantastic. All right, good. Okay, so fantastic. We can work with that as a live example to play with as well. So Cam, what would you like to have as a kind of as an outcome for that, as a positive action goal for that? Would it, something like, I'd like to be, very clued up with money. That's a terrible phrase, but what would be the words you used around what would actually the outcome what you'd like from that? I'd like to be a money master, or what words work for you? So yeah, I think definitely do that as well. It'll be really helpful when we get to the end of the process. It's not essential, but if you've definitely clear on an issue or a blockage, do note down the outcome you would want if that issue or blockage could be solved, and then if you have just got the outcome you want, do try and reverse engineer an issue or blockage from it. So let me have a look at this. Cool. Let me just see some of these. So clients paying what they owe. Keep setting a pay date and then not paying. Okay. Cool. All right, good. So Sophia's getting better. So issues. So I've seen a lot of money issues coming up. That's cool. Great. Well, it's clearly moving, so that's fantastic. If you didn't check out yesterday's session, definitely do that as well. It was all about the financial stuff. And so cool. Yeah. So make sure if money is an issue, make sure you've got an outcome you would like, and you've got the issue as well. So good. Well done. Let me check the old hub, see if there's anything posted up there. Let me just also need to welcome, Sophia, welcome Elise. Did I see Bex on the session? Yep, fantastic. Bex, good. You guys are all very, very welcome. Cool. So that's the first part. We've got the issue or the blockage, and I hope we've got the outcome that we'd like to achieve if that blockage could be resolved. Okay. Cool. So the next challenge is the next step is to see if we can identify the core assumption that is causing this issue or blockage to manifest. And before you go, I've got to get the core one. Right now, just note down, 3 or 4, if there's more, great, assumptions. And when I say assumptions, fears, limiting beliefs, things you assume about yourself or the world that could be causing, it doesn't, don't worry if you're not certain that's the right answer. But again, don't try and think logically about this. Just so, what's the assumptions that I'm making about this that's causing this issue? And trust what comes up. Just write down what comes up. So what are the assumptions that you're currently making? What fears, limiting beliefs, assumptions about yourself or the world that are currently going on that are causing or maybe causing this issue or blockage to occur, and that are stopping you from achieving this outcome, this goal you want around this issue or blockage. And when you've noted down 3 or 4, if you can, just give me a kind of done or yes, so I know that we can kind of shift to the next stage. Okay, Michelle's pretty clear on that core assumption. Good work. And Michelle, do you think that's the core one? And I'm gonna kind of explain how to identify the core one at the moment. And here's the thing, you can use this process to work through each of these assumptions as well. Okay, self-doubt is a big part in blockages. Okay, cool, good, Bex. So how does that self-doubt manifest? How does that self-doubt manifest in your blockages? And so how would you articulate that self-doubt as an assumption? What are you assuming about yourself that you're labeling as self-doubt? So are you assuming that you're not good enough? Are you assuming that, let me think, what else was self-doubt? So are you assuming that you don't have the skills? Are you assuming that there's not, you don't have the confidence to do what you need to do? So what is that self-doubt? How does that turn into an assumption about yourself or the world? Okay. So Cam, must have a charitable component to your business. You dream too big, okay? And you assume that clients can't afford what you want to offer. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, good. So I think we're getting there with some assumptions. Good work. So keep them coming, and the assumptions, that is, and the question here about the one we're going to work on this evening, so you can see the process working through for yourself. Okay, you see the process working through for yourself is which of those assumptions that you've noted down is most blocking your progress towards the outcome that you want. Which of those assumptions is most causing the issue or blockage that you're currently experiencing? Okay. And again, when you've kind of put a circle around the one that's most blocking you, then let me know. Cool. Cam's done. Good. So Cam, you got the one that's most blocking you. Okay, cool. So fantastic. So Michelle, yours is not being good enough. Good. Okay, nice. We've got some. Let me just have a look at Bex's. Okay, cool. So yeah, Bex, you have an assumption that, or having had some time out, when you go back in, you're going to be kind of almost out of date. So is that the assumption you think that is most blocking you as you look to move forward? Cool. Thanks. You got some great clarity there as well. Loving that. So yeah, stick a circle around the one you think is most blocking you. And again, like I say, you can work through all of these assumptions that you might have noted down. We'll just work with the one that you think at the moment, like in your heart, which is the one that's most blocking you right now. And then we'll play out the process. Okay. Okay. Cool. So Sophia, good. Which one is most blocking you? And there's some big ones there. Really, you know, guys, thank you for your openness, your honesty, your vulnerability, because like I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, a lot of the things you're posting up, I am still working through as well. This isn't like, here's George, some big perfect person. And you know, I'm absolutely certain that a lot of, you know, other members of the group will be, you know, even the ones on this session at the moment, we are sharing the things that are really going on for us, and you know, I'm sure we're all experiencing all of these things as well. So well done for basically, you know, giving the group permission to really go to kind of where they need to go with this. I really honor you guys. Cool. So yeah, Sophia, make sure you circle which of those at the moment is the big one for you. And here's what we do now. Here's what we do now. For whichever you have chosen as the assumption that is most blocking you at the moment, I want you to write down what is the positive opposite of that assumption for you. So what words would you use to create the positive opposite of that assumption? What is the positive opposite? And I'm assuming you know what the phrase positive opposite means. So let me think. So yeah, you know, I remember when I was doing my little ritual, and it was like, you know, I suddenly thought, the things I'm sharing aren't of value because I don't believe I'm of value. So my positive opposite was I have great gifts of huge value for the world, and I am worth my place on this earth. So you know, those are the words I use as my positive opposite of the limiting assumption that I had. So what words do you use to create your positive opposite? And again, when you've done that, let me know. Just going to check the hub. Brilliant. Brilliant. So I see Edwin, great work. So you got your one that's most blocking you. People don't want to listen to you. Great. Okay. You're assuming that people don't want to listen to you. Dude, I love listening to you. So anyway, let's not go down that route yet. So Edwin, what's your positive opposite of people don't want to listen to me? What's your positive opposite of that? Cool. Okay, great. Good stuff, Cam. Well done. Brilliant, Michelle. Good, great positive opposite. Great positive opposite. All right, brilliant. Well done, Sophia. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay, so we've got our positive opposites. Now we put that into a power question. And the power question goes like this. If you knew that, insert your positive opposite here, what would you do to move forward with your, and then you insert the outcome that you want, that you identified at the start of the process, okay? So, so for Michelle, so if you knew that your work was worth even more than you charge and your clients have plenty to be able to pay you on time and to do so happily, what would you do to move forward with being paid on time and getting the clients you want? I can't remember you exactly. So that's what we're doing. So Cam, if you knew that you could secure a well looked after family, a content family, and that they would not want for anything, what would you do to move forward with your SOAR vision? Brilliant. Okay, fantastic, Michelle. And so guys, keep writing down. If you knew that, and then you insert your positive opposite, what would you do to move forward with your desired outcome? And Michelle, what else would you do? And Cam, and what else would you do? Ask yourself the question again. If you knew that, insert your positive opposite, what else would you do to move forward with your outcome? Brilliant. And our contract. Awesome, awesome. So keep it coming. What else would you do? And just keep your pen flowing, because that's the power of this power question. You can it'll keep bringing you answers. Let me check the hub. Let me see what we've got. So Sophia, if you knew that you are good enough and you will create enough income to support your project and business idea, what would you do to move forward with your projects and business idea? And what else would you do? And what else would you do? Fantastic. So Edwin, if you knew that you have interesting stuff to say and people will be very interested in listening to what you have to say, what would you do to move forward with your whatever your outcome is? I'd refuse to do what I didn't want to do, or that had an awkward client and be certain that I would find the perfect clients. Good. What else would you do? Really good, really good. Well done, well done, well done. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right, you'd include family-owned decisions, have multiple streams of income that are self-funding, and require less of your family. Very nice, Cam, very nice. And what else would you do? Brilliant, Sophia. You would market yourself and your business ideas to clients and create a website advertising. I'm assuming what you're going to do. Brilliant. And what else would you do? You'd identify major clients. Brilliant, Cam. And what else would you do? Just checking the hub. Fantastic. Good, 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 good. You'd raise your rates, Michelle. Good. What else would you do? Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So guys, super simple process. Can you see the power of this? You've basically tapped into your heart and your soul and your mind's self-healing, self-actualizing potential. And it all comes, strangely enough, from really connecting with what is that core fear, that core assumption that you're making. Because I hope you can see now, until we got to that, we have nothing to create the positive opposite from. And it's the positive opposite that liberates everything. So brilliant. Open new markets, create like a franchise system. Good. And what else would you do? Celebrate. Hell yes. Hell yes. In fact, I definitely order every one of you who's been on this session to do something at the end of the session, even if it's like for 1 minute, to celebrate, because you've given it, you've really played full out. I really honor you. But before we celebrate, I want you to look through the list of things that your power question has helped you to write down, to identify. You make a world-wide phenomenon. Damn straight you will, Cam. Okay, so of all of the list of the things that you could do to move forward towards your outcome, your desired outcome, which one has got the most energy, and what is one tiny step you could take in the next 24 hours on that one thing? Because in this state you're currently in, really you're aligned to your greatest creative potential right now. So identify a small warrior action you can take in the direction of one of these steps you've identified. Nice. So create a place that people can learn and grow from. Yes, Sophia. Do we need that? Hell yeah, we do. So what's one tiny action you can take on one of these things you've written down? And obviously, if you've got that action, pop it in the, if you want to be held publicly accountable by a group of people who love you and support you, then pop your tiny action into the comments. Very simple. And I've got to say, you know, it's been super powerful for me having this public accountability of sharing these sessions with you guys. The commitment to do 15 minutes of exercise every day, still on that, still doing it. Been a revelation, getting hench. I think that's the phrase the young people use these days. All right, fantastic. Good, Sophia. Good. Cam, I love the word hopefully in certain situations. I'm not sure I like it in that situation. I will be doing it in the next few days. Let's get some warrior action going on, people. We've been, you know, you've really accessed your magician, your king, your lover very powerfully here, and your warrior is now crying out to go and crack on. All right, brilliant. So, Michelle, what would getting organized look like? What is one tiny thing you can do to get more organized? So you will know, hey, I've taken a tiny step towards being more organized. And remember, 6 pillars of confidence, smiles, small steps is the first thing. That's what I'm saying. Don't try and change the world right now in this state. You will be able to do so, but take one tiny step and then take another. So regretting walk to walk. I don't know what that means. Walk to work? But Clint, very good to have you with us. Check this session out. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You know, I think you'll really vibe with this session. So good. Oh, you've ordered a whiteboard and you've been using your diary again. Good. Well, I want to see a photo of your first planned out whiteboard. Fair play, Clint. Good. So, Clint, it's great to have you with us. With us in spirit, and now you're with us in substance as well. Cool. So, guys, that is the process, and I really would invite you to, you know, run it for any other assumptions and blockages you come across. You know, if you want me to run it with you at some point, give me a shout. Say, look, George, this is really, this one's getting to me. You know, happy to run it with you because you can see how quick, you know, in the space of 30 minutes, you've gone from block to, you know, block to bounteous. So really well done for playing full out in this session. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your honesty, your openness and vulnerability at the start as we began the set, kind of working through things. And thank you for your, you know, just creative genius that's poured out as well. So how are you feeling? How are you now this kind of session is drawing to a close? What questions have you got? Is there anything, you know, what do you want to say? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's see how long the Facebook delay is. Hub, you're my friend. Cam's feeling good? Excellent. Clint's on his 10,000th step. Well, mate, some pretty dedicated meditation right there. To counted that high, that's impressive. Feeling positive with the direction. Good, Cam. Good, good, good. So, Sophia, is that question? How can you go about selling some ideas that potentially someone else could benefit from? Businesses, etc. Interesting question. Interesting question. Nice, Michelle's ready to roll. Good, good, good. Been on fire all weekend. So, Sophia, if you're saying, how can you sell some ideas? I would say, if you were asking me that question 10 years ago, I'd have said very easily. Nowadays, less easily. What I mean by that is, because of the internet and just this vast amount of information that's out there, ideas are becoming worth less and less, and unless they're absolute game changers, which I've no doubt that, Sophia, you probably have. But what is really valuable these days is the implementation. Okay, is the implementation. So, Sophia, without wanting you to give too much away unless you want to, let me have a think of a kind of example of this. So it'd be something like, listen, say, Domino's Pizza might share its recipes for its pizzas, as a way of its marketing, basically. So Domino's is sharing its ideas for free. But if people can't be asked to go and make that, sit there, chop up the pepperoni, layer on the cheese, they're just going to call Domino's, because the implementation is what people value. Does that make sense, Sophia? So, you could speak to an intellectual property lawyer who you might be able to guide you better than I can on this front. But fundamentally, your ideas are your best marketing. If they're awesome, tell people about them, because then that's a great protection as well. You get known as the person who came up with this idea first and start acting on it. Because if it's a great idea and you are passionate about it, you will magnetize to you people who want to support you to make it happen. They may even exist within this very group. Okay. Cool. So let's think. So again, Clint, great, you put it out there. Yeah, these days it's all about, even if you've got a great app idea, people will still want to see kind of a minimum viable product, like a beta testing thing, or or even some sketches of concept. Okay. So if it, without being disparaging and being truthful, loads of people have got great app ideas, because human beings, we're naturally creative. So what's a tiny step you can take beyond, I just have an idea? Okay. Because if you can show to people that you've started taking action on your idea, they're like, here is someone who walks their talk, and therefore people want to walk alongside you. If all you've got is an idea, people are like, cool, well, when you've got something, then I might get on board. So the way you get people on board is, even in the tiniest way, to start taking some action, to start implementing your idea. Okay. At that point, because here's what's happened, Sophia. Here's what happens, Clint. When you do that, once you start taking action on an idea, once you start implementing, you shift from having an idea to having an asset. You might have only a very kind of small asset at the moment, because you've only just started taking action. But people will buy an asset. They will very rarely buy an idea. Okay. So I hope that helps. Cool. Any other questions? Related to the session, how to kind of play the process out? Anything else? Big up Michelle for being on fire. Michelle wrote a freaking book this weekend. So that tells you something. I think it tells you that what we think is possible generally is a fraction of our true potential when we're really on fire, when we are in flow. And that's why a couple of these sessions have really focused on how can we trigger flow for ourselves. Oh, nice. And Michelle's done a new online class as well. Good. Cool. So I think that's everything from that's everything I've got to say. If you've got any questions, obviously hit me up. As we move into this coming week, we're going to start exploring. We're going to be bringing it all together. I feel like we've had a few, really powerful sessions on confidence, some things around money. We've got a couple more to kind of build on that, but we're going to start bringing it all together so that you can start going, hey, this is me, this is what I'm working on, and this is how I want you to support me. So that's the plan for the coming week. I really look forward to it. Let me just answer Sophia's questions. So Sophia, do you want you to draw out plans, etc., and presentation on my ideas, or construct something more concrete? Is that what you mean by that? Yes to both. Yes to both. If at the moment all it is an idea in your head, definitely needs to be on paper, because as soon as you start putting it on paper, you will start to have even more awesome ideas about how to make it even more awesome. Okay, guaranteed. And if there is something you can do to start getting things rolling with it. So, for example, like say you had a revolutionary way to make pancakes. If you had already, if when you went to pitch to some investors or to speak to people about bringing this idea to life, if you'd already spoken to people who could provide you with the flour and the milk to make the batter, if you'd already spoken to the creator of the best frying pans, it shows that even in a small way, you're starting to walk your talk. Okay, so you'd have all the kind of business plan or whatever it might be mapped out on paper about how the revolutionary pancakes were going to revolutionize things, and you've also taken some action towards bringing that revolution to life. Okay, cool. Cam, glad you liked it. Sophia, does that answer your questions? I hope. Basically, just the answer is yes. But I hope that little distinction gives you some clarity as well. Okay. Cool. Any other questions, guys? I don't know why I'm waving this around. It's a broken magic wand. My daughter stood on it. Very upsetting. So while I go and fix the magic wand. Yeah, very true, Clint. Very true, Clint. And it used to be like in the 80s and 90s, people would sell like these CD sets of like, hey, here's some great ideas, and people would lap them up. Now it's like, what are you going to do for me? What have you done? So cool, good, Sphere. Very glad. Fantastic, guys. Go well. And I cannot wait to start bringing everything together with you as we move through this coming week. Blessings for being here. Blessings for playing so full out. And I send you off with love and with gratitude.